Hi everybody, my name's Cody Taylor. This is our monthly staff development training session. It is July 2013, and as a reminder, we are recording tonight's session. Okay, so let's continue with Adobe Connect. Tonight I want to talk about incorporating polls. Once you know how to format a poll correctly and administer it, you can do all kinds of things. You can solicit feedback, you can take votes, engage the students. I use the polls to take quizzes and to walk through the pre-tests with the students. They really enjoy that. So there's all kinds of things you can do to engage and to ramp up on your interactivity. Unfortunately, you do need a little bit of training because it's not intuitive. There's a couple little formatting things that you have to take note of and make sure that you get it right, because if you mess up on the formatting when you're creating your poll, you're not going to be able to administer it. We're going to cover all that tonight. Okay, so our core training objective: given full access to Adobe Connect, the learner will demonstrate the ability to solicit feedback by incorporating polls. So given full access to Adobe Connect, everybody here is an instructor or a trainer, a teacher, so you all automatically have host permission. So when you're a host, you do have full access to Adobe Connect. But if you were not a host, you're going to need to be at least a presenter. So you're going to have to be a presenter or above if you want to be able to give out a poll. Now, the rest of the slides, I'm going to quickly go through the steps. I'm going to show you guys a couple screenshots, but I kind of want to go through them quickly so we can set up some polls on the fly. I think it's helpful if you can actually watch someone set up a poll in real time. So tonight's session hopefully will be done within 5 to 10 minutes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Number one, from the top menu, click on Pods. That's where we typically begin. Go to your pods, scroll down, and then click on, and then you're going to have to select Add New Poll. Here's the screenshot. Top menu, click on Pods, scroll down to Poll, click on Add New Poll. 3 easy steps. All right, so on this slide, I want to draw your attention to number 3. Start each answer using lowercase letters and the right parentheses. If you do not do this exactly as shown in the example, you're not going to be able to administer your poll. So if you take away anything from tonight, remember this slide. Each answer on its own line starts with a letter, lowercase letter, and the right parenthesis. All right, let me back up one slide here. Let's look at our screenshot. Again, go to the top menu and click on Pods, scroll down to Poll, click on Add New Poll. As soon as you click on Add New Poll, you're going to see this screen. This lets you configure your poll. I have multiple choice selected. That's the typical layout that I choose. There are a couple other options. We can cover them later if we have time. But choose multiple choice, type in your question, have you received your textbook? This is a typical poll I start new classes off with. So if I start a new course, I typically give out this poll the first night because I kind of want to know who has their textbook and who doesn't. If you look at my answers, each one, it's on its own line. It starts with a lowercase letter and the right parenthesis. Once you have all these items filled in, you can click on Open. And when you click on Open, the students are going to be able to take the poll immediately. So that is it in a nutshell. Let's go ahead and get out of our presentation. In order for you guys to see the polls as I set them up, I'm going to have to drag over my Adobe Connect window. So you might have a little bit of redundancy there. You're probably seeing two of me, but please bear with me. All right, so we went to the top menu, click on Pods, scroll down to Poll, click on Add New Poll. And once you do that, you're going to be able to select the type of poll you want to take. I chose multiple choice. There's also multiple answer or short answer. Go ahead and go with multiple choice for tonight. I have my question typed in, have you received your textbook? And then each answer again starts with a lowercase letter and a right parenthesis. Each question is on its own line, or each answer is on its own line. So now once you have each one of these items filled in, go ahead and click on Open. And when you do, the students can take the poll immediately. Now I do want to show a couple other little sub features. I have checked the broadcast results radio box, and you can see that barely there. It's kind of being covered up a little bit by the actual poll itself. But if you look in the background, I have the little broadcast results checked. That lets everybody see the poll results, as the students are making their options. So have you received your textbook? I'm going to go ahead and click on A, yes. I'm actually logged in through my iPad with another student. So I'm logged in as Tommy. I want to click over and actually take the poll as well. So I want to click no. And you can see as I clicked no from my iPad, it updated the results. I got 50-50 percentages, and you have 1 for 1. So very handy that you can see the percentages and the number of students. Now there may be an instance like right now where you want to see who chose no, and you can actually click on view votes at the top, and you can see your list of students, and you can see who chose what answer. So this is very handy. There's been times where I've went ahead and just clicked over and done a screenshot. You can also watch your recordings back later, but this is a good follow-up tool. If you take a poll and you want to kind of follow up on the results, you can always use this feature. Okay, so that's one type of poll. Let me show you a couple other examples, and then we'll close out our training. All right, again, top menu, go to Pods, scroll down to Poll, click on Add New Poll. And if you notice, once you do type in a new poll, you don't have to always go to Add New Poll. Once you have a poll formatted, you can take it again. All right, so here is the option I use whenever I'm giving out pre-tests, or if I'm going to give out a quiz. I basically have some generic answers. I just say choose the correct answer, and I put in A, B, C, and D, and then true or false. So I can leave this type of poll up for an extended time, and I can either verbally quiz the learners, or I can share my desktop, and sometimes I'll give a presentation that basically consists of either questions or a pretest. And as I'm reading the questions, I'll allow the students to make their choice and to choose an answer. And everybody can see it updated in real time, and it's a pretty handy little tool, because when you use the poll in this way, you get a lot of side conversations about the quizzes or about the questions and answers. You'll see people chatting about it, and you can actually, I guess, change your instruction. If you notice that a lot of people are kind of choosing the wrong answer on a certain subject, you can use it to reinforce. So you can kind of pause your instruction or pause your quiz, and you can kind of address something, or ask if they need some clarification or reiterate a point, things like that. So again, very handy. You can use it for quizzes, you can use it for pre-tests. All right, one more example. Top menu, Pods, Poll, and then I'm going to choose, are you back from break? So I noticed that a lot of students are interacting and logged in, and they're participating for the first half of your training. And a lot of times if your training goes long enough where you put them on break, guess what? A lot of students don't come back from break. So I kind of like to pull this poll up at the beginning. So when I put them on break, I bring up this poll so they know. It basically says, are you back from break? And again, you can view the votes and you can see who's back. And it's a good little tool to just kind of help do a little classroom management, to kind of build in some accountability. So again, that's 3 options. I think everybody's getting the point that polls are very simple and they're very effective. I think you try it out, and I hope everybody does try it out. You're going to realize that there's a lot of application for this tool. All right, so before we close, let's look at our objective again. I'm going to click back over on our presentation. So given full access to Adobe Connect, which we've already established that everybody has full access, the learner will demonstrate the ability to solicit feedback by incorporating polls. I believe by now everybody will be able to successfully demonstrate the ability to solicit feedback by incorporating polls. So I believe we've achieved our core training objective for the night. And again, everybody has my email address and my phone number, so if there are any questions, please feel free to follow up. I hope everybody gives the polls a try. I think once you do, you're going to be using them every time you're conducting a live lesson. So have a blessed week, and I look forward to seeing you all back next month. Goodbye.